Can we build? This is a question that I hear a lot from my clients. And in this video, I'm going to try to answer this question, which is quite valid, even though it's kind of general. Can we build means, are we allowed to build, in other words? Hi, my name is Sam. I'm the senior designer at ISD Architects. In this video, we're going to talk about what you need to know in order to answer the questions, can you build or can I build? So let's go to the whiteboard, and I try to make it short and sweet. Now let's assume that you have a property that looks like this, and you have a house somewhere located here. And here I'm referring to the fact that you want to add to your house. Now the question is, can you add to the house? Can you build? Can you build here, or you can build in the back? Or you want to top up your home? So that's in this video I'm going to talk about that. Now there are three things that you need to know or you need to do before you can answer this question. One, as I mentioned them here, one is to check the zoning regulations at the municipality, whether it's a city or town or any municipality. You have to check the zoning information pertaining. Why do I call it zoning? Because each city is, let's say this is Toronto, each city has zones. So zone number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. These are the zones, and each zone has different, slightly different, not dramatically different criteria, regulations. What are these? They are setbacks. How much your building has to set back from the property line. This is a property line. Now the city sometimes have easements, and that is covered in number 2. So you have to know the easements. The term means that the city has exempted certain parts of your property for services or utilities. For example, you may have a conduit right here, or a water main pipe. Rarely happens at the rear yard, but any sort of conduit that cuts through your property for the service that the city provides. Hydro cables, sewage systems, stormwater systems, and this is called easements. So we have to know if your property has any easements anywhere in or around it. So for example, you have sometimes right of way, ROW, because the city has designated part of your property to access another dead end property, for example. So this is covered in number 2. Number 3, you have to read the deed of the house or the property to know if there are any liens, if there are any regulations, if there are any exemptions in this regard. And then I would say deed. So, but this is the most important and interesting one. And for example, I want to show you, if you want to, you have a bungalow, for example, and this is your property line, and this is the street. These are some people here, just to give you a sense of the scale. And then you have, and this is, as I said, a bungalow. Now your question would be, can I build? Can I build, and where? Can I build here? Can I expand this portion? Can I expand to the back? can I top it up? So I'll remove the roof and probably add another floor here. So the other question, what type of roof should I be putting? Is it a gable roof again, or pitched roof, or hip roof, or maybe a flat roof to make it look modern? Something like that, very modern and contemporary. So all these questions start with here. So in other words, yes, you can build, and no, you can't, and it all depends on the zoning information. So this is your first step that you need to do in order to answer your own question. And of course, you could take that from the information about the easement. You can take it from the municipality or from a survey drawing that is usually issued by a surveyor. This you can refer to back to your lawyer or to your deed and read through and understand if you have any restrictions on your property. So I would start with zoning, and in order to get a zoning you have to visit the website of the city or municipality or township or county or whatever you live online, or visit them in person and inquire about the zoning bylaws pertaining to your property. And for people who live in the city of Toronto, they can visit the City of Toronto website, and there is something called interactive zoning map. Interactive zoning map. This map will allow you to type in your property address, click enter, it will focus on your property, and then you hover over that property and you would see all the information pertaining to zoning. Now before I finish the video, I would like to tell you what you'll be looking for. This is your property, this is your building. Or if you're building a new, then at least you know if you demolish the existing house or it's a vacant land, then you would need to know the following: setbacks, these are called setbacks, the GFI, and the LC, lot coverage, LC and GFI. Now the LC is this, and the GFI is the total buildable area. Once you check all of this, you would be able to answer the question, can I build? Why? Because if you have no structure whatsoever on your property, then you can have the maximum buildable area because you're starting from scratch. But if you have a structure there, or you have a bungalow, or you have a house, and you want to know how much you can add to that house, then you would first have to know the GFI, and then minus so GFI minus your existing square footage, and then you get your answer. You get an X amount of square feet that you can build. The other questions is where? Is it in the backyard, like the addition would be to the rear, to the sides, to the top, or to the front? That would have to be answered through other regulations regarding the zoning, which are basically the setbacks, the building height, and so on and so forth. So your exercise now is to go to the interactive zoning map and get a little bit acquainted with the zoning map and try to look up your property and see if you can find it, and then try to bring up the zoning information, try to, play around with them and see if you have an understanding of what the zoning regulations are. And if you have any questions, please post it to me so I can answer you, and hopefully to help you get through this annoying stage of the design process, or generally the building process. Hope you like the video. Shoot me an email or a comment below, or visit my website in order to get more information, www.isdarchitects.com. Thank you very much and have a nice day.